What's up guys, rcinginsc here. Thanks for tuning in. As I promised you from the last video, I would do a follow-up on making my own body panels for this WLToys 12428. And in the last video, if you watched it, if you didn't, I'll link it down below. But the last video, I went ahead and did the two side panels, and I showed you how to do one of them on the video. And I promised you I would come back and show you when I had the roof and the hood done. So briefly, I'll just show you this. I'm not going to go through how I did it and all that, because it's pretty much the same process as doing a door panel. You just kind of have to get creative and work out your bends and make sure you line up all your holes to drill for the screws. If you take your time, it'll work out just fine. But what I've done here, guys, is on the hood, it was actually pretty simple once I came up with a way to put it on nice and easy. Because if you can see here, let me go ahead and just zoom in just a little bit. There we go. As you can see here, the lights come through the hood and the wires went through a hole in the hood, and it was all pre-wired that way. So instead of trying to redo all that, what I decided to do, and here's the show it like that, what I did was I cut that out in the front right here. And so I just made this little U-cut right here, and that way I could put the lights back on, and I just mounted these back on here without anything on it, and then use this as a template. And once I got this hood cut out, I was able to slide it right down in there, so it just slid in there around the lights. So all I had to do was get my bend right and 4 screws. The hood was done. So that was actually pretty easy. As far as the roof goes, there was a few other things that had to be considered. First of all, these lights attach in 4 different places. There's 2 screws right behind these lights, and then these 2 on these support bars. And I also have this DVR mounted on top. There's also a 5-volt power supply underneath it, which is right inside there. I mean, you can see it this way, but it's right up underneath that, right in there. So they're back to back, and they're tie wrapped together. And I didn't have a way to, fortunately I put the DVR on a plug, so I was able to unplug that and pull it out, so I didn't have to cut a slot or anything like that to get the wires back in. So I just drilled a hole and then plugged it back in. That went back in the same spot. Now as far as the lights on the top, let me get this where we can see it. There's a little slot right there, and that's slotted over maybe about 1/4 inch. And what that is allows me to get the wires for the lights up through there without having to cut them and resolder them, all that. So now I can get the roof off if I need to without cutting the light wires or anything like that. So I just basically slide the roof over through those wires right there, set it down, put my light bar on, bolt it down, and then once I had all that done, I just set the DVR on, plugged it in, and tie wrapped it, and it was good to go. So that was it. And if I didn't mention, I did go ahead and put a skid plate on the front, just drilled 3 little holes with some screws in it. Kind of helps it get a little bit more bang proof in the front. It was getting kind of chipped, and the paint was pretty much all gone on the front because it takes a pretty good beating. So just another little added feature I decided to put on there. But anyway, like I said, guys, I promised you I'd follow up on this, and that's it right there. And if you like this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up. And thanks for watching. We'll talk to you in the next one.